What's up guys, it's Andrew from Motorcycles Off-Road, and something occurred to me the other day. People keep asking me what I think about this motorcycle or that one, and I've already done these videos. I've done some comparison videos of the DRZ, the WR, the KLX, etc. And I compared them to the Honda 300L. Now what's interesting is, when I did these videos, I had a very small channel, maybe 2,000, maybe 3,000 subscribers, and it was over a year ago. So now we're looking at 13,000 more subscribers, and they haven't seen my older videos, or they're not suggested, etc. So instead of me linking these videos constantly, what I figured I would do is give you guys a quick rundown, a TLDR, of my thoughts on these motorcycles side by side. And I thought it might be interesting to do since I'm not really recording right now. It's horrendous outside, and it's right before Christmas. My family celebrates Christmas, so I don't have so much time to record at this point. That being said, I wanted to make a little quick version of these comparisons, and if you guys want to see the full versions, you can go check out the older videos. They're like, I don't know, 15-20 minutes long each, but here I'm going to try to keep it nice and quick. So firstly, I want to go over the DRZ400 versus the Honda CRF300L. A little bit of background: I've rode multiple DRZ400s, S models, and I've also worked on and rode an E model. I feel the E model is superior, but in America it's not legal, although over in Australia it's actually their street legal bike. I think this is a superior model, although it has a different subframe, it's lighter, and it has a better carburetor, but just keep that in mind. Most of this comparison here, I'm going to be talking about the Honda 300L versus the DRZ400S. So when you look at these two bikes, you have to consider the DRZ comes in at $67.49 MSRP, and the Honda is now $53.49. So looking at the Honda, you're looking at a big difference in price right there. $1,400. Or you can think about the Rally. DRZ has a Supermoto. The Rally is what it is, the bigger tank. I have other videos on that, but it comes in at $6,099. DRZ comes in at 319 pounds, where the Honda's 308 for the 300L, and 328 for the Rally. We'll start to move into the bigger things like the fuel injection versus the carburetor on the DRZ, and the miles per gallon. DRZ gets somewhere around 44, 50 miles per gallon, where the Honda gets 74. So there's just some stats there to think about. Now, my experience with the DRZ, I feel like it is not the best balanced bike. I never felt confident on the DRZ. It's why I kept my DR350S. I also don't like how they moved down to the 5-speed transmission. Now, a lot of the DRZ lovers, which, I mean, it's a fantastic bike, they're going to tell you that the DRZ is superior and it's superior in power, but I do have a counter argument to that. But before that, let's just talk about when the DRZ was actually developed. This motorcycle, the concept and the first works of this motorcycle were developed in the late 90s. You got to think, it went into production early 2000s, 2001, etc. And it's been in production the exact same for over 20 years. Whereas the Honda, the 300L, was recently developed with research and development that wasn't available at the time that you had. I mean, just think about cell phones back in, 1996, when they would have made the original concept for the DRZ. So that being said, I think that lends to the idea of why the DRZ feels the way it does to me, where it feels really top heavy, and it feels to me, how I like to explain it is, it's always either standing straight up or it wants to lay down on me. I never really felt confident on it. Now with the Honda, I feel like I can really rip it into turns and stuff like that. So when people are going to make the argument that the DRZ just has an amount of power, I will give you that the carburetor is awesome, it's easy to work on, and it's easy to modify with the 3x3 mod. That can give you some increased power, and you do feel the power when you hit the throttle. Let's talk about the dyno results from the actual DRZ, and then you look and you'll see the power is actually rated around 31, 32 horsepower. Okay? They claim it's 39, but the actual results come to 31, 32 horsepower. Now the Honda claims it's 27, but they're basing that on the CB300, and it turns out it's actually more close to like 24. If you were to take a brand new Honda 300L and a brand new DRZ, buy them off the lot, and you were to spend the money from the DRZ, the extra, the increase, the $1,400, and put it into the Honda, would it be a better motorcycle? And that's what you have to consider. And I would have to say, I feel like it is. Now, hear me out for a second. The reason being, if you got a 550 Performance Flash for $150, you put a Black Widow exhaust for $200, you put a $100 intake, and then you invest the rest of the money into suspension, because the DRZ has superior suspension. you'd be somewhere around $1,000 to $1,400. And now with these dyno chart numbers, you're looking at 27 horsepower, 28 horsepower out of the Honda. So that puts the DRZ only 15%, not even 15, 12% increase in power. And the trade-off is you get fuel injection from the Honda, which means it compensates for elevation, etc. You never have to warm it up. And also you get a 6th gear. The other big thing is the Honda has a superior dash. DRZ has nothing. I mean, it's very simple, which some people like, but you have to like literally open the cap and look in there to figure out how much fuel you have, or set the trip odometer and be kind of on point. Whereas the Honda has a gear indicator, a tachometer, a fuel indicator. All these things really add up. So overall, with the 6th gear and the fuel injections and the quality of life that you get out of the Honda, especially if you do the suspension, which I just got one from Cogent Dynamics for, it's a $750 model, you can really change that Honda into DRZ quality as far as off-road. And keep in mind that DRZ is not a good single trail bike because it is very heavy and you feel the heavy weight. When riding them side by side, which I've done many times, it actually, if I didn't know better and you told me that the Honda was 30, 40 pounds lighter than the DRZ, I'd probably believe you because that's what it feels like. Because the Honda is made in such a way that it's just balanced superior. Now, am I saying that you shouldn't buy the DRZ? Absolutely not. If you're bigger, taller, maybe the DRZ is better for you. My friend Jeff is 6'7". He rides a DRZ and the Honda feels a little tight on him. I get that. 37-inch seat height appeals to him a lot better than the 35 that the Honda offered. And I would have to also make this remark that I did do a video talking about that I think the 300L Rally or the DRZ400 may be the perfect motorcycle for driving across the country or long travels if you are to deck them out to be like a light adventure bike, for example. Because they both perform well, they're both very reliable, they both have pretty long service intervals. The Honda is longer. But overall, at the end of the day, I think the Rally or the 300L just ekes out a little bit above the DRZ. And for me personally, that's my choice. I know you DRZ lovers will completely disagree, and that's okay. We can have difference of opinion. But that is my quick, like, TLDR, why I prefer the Honda 300L over the DRZ. And I'm sure you guys have many points that I'm forgetting that you can put in the comments below. And I'll address them down there and tell you why I feel certain ways. But overall, that's how I feel. So I hope you enjoyed this quick video. I have more coming up. This is one of 4 or 5 videos like this that I'm going to pump out pretty quickly just so you guys who are new to the channel can see something new. And also be sure to check out the Patreon. I have a ton of content on there that is free for all you guys. And I post on there about 4 times a week for all the people that are subscribed. That's extra clips, modifications, etc., drone shots, all the stuff extra that I do that wouldn't be so successful on YouTube, and it's extra behind the scenes stuff that if you're interested, check it out. So my name is Andrew. Be safe out there, guys. This is Motorcycles Off-Road. Thanks for watching, guys.
Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, go.